Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Full Court Press Basketball Debate. Chris Guyette here with Yvonne Juno, July 2nd, 2015, and that only means one thing in the NBA. Hashtag free agency frenzy. Long debate today, a lot of stuff to talk about. Opts out, opts in, deals with new teams, but a lot of re-signing to talk about. A lot of contract extensions, and some headlines and quotes that really
are questionable.
Get on our nerves a little bit.
Yeah, and questionable.
Let's start with probably the biggest news in the NBA. As expected, LeBron James opts out of his final year with Cleveland, in which he would have made $21.3 million, but expects to re-sign. Yvonne, what is LeBron worth?
Whatever they can afford to pay him. I mean, I don't know what their limit is. I don't know what their budget is. But I promise you, he's a free agent and they don't sign him, there will be people borrowing money to sign him. They will. Okay? And the first he doesn't, I'll look for Miami to come with everything that they've got to get him back.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Miami. We're going to talk about it later. Luol Deng opting in, that eliminates $10 million.
Okay.
Goran Dragic, the new deal, that eliminates $90 million. If you still want to go after Dwayne Wade, you only have so much you can do with LeBron. Cleveland.
I don't want to talk about Dwayne Wade in conjunction with any other team.
Cleveland, let's remember.
Than Miami.
Let's remember something about Cleveland, though. Big market.
Yeah.
They had 8 unrestricted free agents just this offseason.
Yeah.
J.R. Smith opted out.
Right.
Shumpert opted out. Dellavedova. Okay. Mozgov. LeBron. Tristan
And out of
Thompson,
all of those
Kevin
people,
Love.
only 4.
So far.
Right.
Now, Mozgov picked up his option, so that's 5. So 5 out of 8, LeBron would make 6. You're bringing the gang back together. What is LeBron worth is the question. LeBron is worth the biggest contract in NBA history. I'm not going to pull any punches.
Whatever they can afford to pay him.
Right now, they're thinking about going 5 or possibly 6 years within the range of 155 to 170. And he's worth that, if not more than that. His performance in the NBA Finals really solidified it to me. Even though they lost, LeBron proved his worth.
Oh,
and he
as encumbered and as, I mean, with the handicaps that he had
and he's
to
humble
play with,
about the whole thing.
right?
It's just.
I mean, he was missing 3 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
He was missing 3.
Yep.
Of his starting lineup, and he had to pull the extra load.
And really, I mean, you make it 5 because J.R. Smith was absent.
Right.
Iman Shumpert was absent.
Yeah.
Dellavedova, after Game 3, took a vacation. So, really...
I love the way you say that.
Really, I mean...
Because I don't know why Dellavedova get the press and the media get to him. And the dirty player comments.
What will it mean for Cleveland, the city, if LeBron returns?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Because there's a big city aspect to this one.
Of course there is. Well, he's home. His family's situated. Relatives are there. If they can offer him enough money, I mean, who's not going to pay the ultimate ticket price to go see LeBron play in Cleveland? If you're anywhere in the immediate vicinity, people fly in from across the country.
Across the world.
Right, to come and watch a LeBron game. So I mean, it's gonna mean bucks for Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Tourism. It's gonna mean jobs. I mean, there's nothing negative to say as far as the city goes about LeBron James staying in Cleveland. He is a major asset to the economy of Cleveland.
I can't believe you didn't go one step further with that. Loyalty.
Yeah.
Cleveland is so used to being disappointed in all professional sports. Now, Cleveland has a great economy. Okay, they always have, regardless of sports. It's a clean city.
Right.
They're so used to being let down. Like I said, they've had a great economy for a very long time. Probably one of the best cities up north. But when they're with their professional sports teams, they're so used to being let down. And they're so used to disappointments and getting there and not getting it done. I mean, in fact, one of my favorite athletes of all time is to blame for one of the Cleveland's biggest disappointments, and that is John Elway with the drive, you know? I mean, it goes back that far. And when disappointments happen, people leave. And people leave to follow their dreams and for bigger and better things. That's why LeBron left in the first place. One, because ownership and management and that front office was an atrocity.
Right.
Okay? Number two, LeBron wanted success and deserved it.
He did not see the ultimate goal of his accomplishments
So
happening
now,
there.
correct, now he's back.
Right.
He had a very successful season this
Yeah.
past year, and he wants to stay. So it means loyalty for them, and that's something that they haven't felt in a very long time.
That bond.
Correct. Now, if LeBron returns, which is very likely, are the Cavaliers automatically contenders for a championship? Why or why
think
not?
so. I think so. With this, okay, I'm looking at it just from a realistic point of view. If they made it to the finals with Golden State, as handicapped as they were, with that many injuries, with part of the starting lineup out for a majority of the finals to begin with, if they can get everybody well and healthy, and LeBron re-signs and Kevin re-signed, why not?
Right.
If you can do it with all those handicaps, why would you not be able to do
And
it?
another thing, they're in the Eastern Conference,
Exactly.
which was a weak conference, but with all these guys signing in the East, look,
But I think everybody is doing that for that reason.
look,
They're trying to get out of the West. But you know what? That can come back to bite you.
it could.
Because with enough people leaving the West to go to the East thinking, oh, well, this will be an easier win for us and we stand a
Not
better chance.
necessarily. Not
But it
necessarily.
could.
It could.
You could throw the whole scale off of being weighted down on one side totally to the other side, which means they would have an even better shot.
Right. And LeBron could have. I mean, LeBron did this 1-on-5. Did these past finals, okay? Any team, and it's not often that I say this, and it's only about 4, possibly 5 players. I could count on one hand the players that I would say this about. Any team with LeBron on it is going to contend.
Absolutely.
I would say that about him, MJ,
Yeah.
Kobe, Iverson, and probably Magic. That's really the only 5.
Well, we'll never know how far Magic could have gone.
Those are probably the only 5 players I would say that about.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Because LeBron can physically match up with anyone.
He takes his talent with him wherever he goes.
And the thing about LeBron is,
And if you don't work with him, he'll do it by himself.
exactly, because when LeBron goes to a new team, LeBron doesn't fit in with the team. The team fits in with LeBron.
And he does not force that.
No, he doesn't.
They want
That is
to be
his greatness.
that. Exactly.
So any team with the
Because
name LeBron on
the
it,
team knows that he's going to help them be better.
use the 07 Cavs. Mo Williams, before Mo Williams was Mo Williams, okay? Sasha Pavlovich, Anderson Varejao, before Varejao was Varejao, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Drew Gooden, okay? And all of this was when LeBron was 4 years in the league.
Right.
Imagine that
Right.
with LeBron upgraded to this LeBron.
Right.
If he can do that then,
Right.
come on. Any team with LeBron on it is going to contend.
Oh my God.
Especially if that team is in the Eastern
With all the
Conference.
deals they've made these past 2 weeks, this past week, with all the deals they've made, do you realize what kind of team? There's a couple still up in the air, but I mean,
Well, they're going to have the same team as this past season, except upgraded and healthy,
right,
which makes
We
it a
hope.
completely different team.
right,
Because you're going to have, hopefully, you're going to have Kevin Love out there,
Right.
which we'll talk about next.
right.
Tristan Thompson, I'm anxious to see what they do with him because they re-signed him and Kevin Love. I thought they were going to go after one or the other.
Yep.
Iman Shumpert's back. Mozgov picked up his option. J.R. Smith could come back.
Yeah.
Don't know yet. But let's not get carried away. This is not a done deal about LeBron.
No, I know.
That's the one thing Cleveland fans and analysts everywhere have to keep remembering. And I even have to keep reminding myself of it. This is not a done deal.
No.
So we can't get carried away. We can't get over excessive with this because anything could happen. Literally. With LeBron,
Well, that's why I said whatever they can afford to give him.
right. And they're going to give him an outrageous deal.
Okay.
They're probably
Whatever
talking it
they
out.
can afford to
The
give
reason
him.
that we're not hearing about it is probably because he's talking it out with Dan Gilbert and all
Well, that's
those
what
guys.
agents and all these people are for. Now, I'd like to add, I know it's only our first topic and we got a long way to go, but I very rarely do this. I'd like to interject a question as a part D.
Please do.
So, Chris, let's say that they lowball it and he's like, are you kidding me? You just gave Kevin Love a $110 million 5-year deal. You mean to tell me I'm not worth more than that to you? Let's say they only want to give him what they gave Kevin Love or just a little bit more. Okay? Where do you see LeBron going? What do you think his first? Because you know they're going to be lined up knocking down the door to get LeBron. Do you see him going back to Miami automatically?
They can't afford it. That's what I'm telling you.
They're maxing
Number
out
one-
their dollars.
Number one, they would never have drafted Justice Winslow if they had the intention of going after LeBron. Because Winslow plays the same position. And, as we'll talk about later in the debate, Luol Deng has opted in. He plays the same position as LeBron.
They would sit those two guys and let LeBron start,
Okay,
but
but-
that's a lot of money sitting on
Right.
the bench.
Right.
That's a
Okay.
lot of money
They would
sitting on the
never.
bench.
That's a wasted draft pick if,
I
if you
agree.
go after LeBron.
I
And
agree.
Justice Winslow is not a waste by any
Okay.
stretch of the word.
Where would LeBron look to go?
That's tough to say because nobody else can offer him what Cleveland can. That's
One
tough
other
to say.
team could. The Lakers.
Probably not.
But I do not see him and Kobe playing together.
They probably couldn't afford it, is what I'm saying. Because they want
Personality-wise, I don't see it happening
LeBron would
either.
get along with anybody. In that situation,
It would be Kobe.
It would be Kobe.
Yeah,
It would
I
be
know
Kobe's
that.
ego getting in the way.
absolutely.
And I don't say
Even
that
though
about
he's
Kobe.
only got a year left.
But see, there's another thing. Right off the bat, you got to pay the Black Mamba $25 million this year,
Yep.
just this year. And suppose he feels great after this season and wants to play another
Right.
2 years.
We can't change the past. You can't predict the future. You can only deal with what's happening right
Correct.
now.
Suppose Kobe has a great season and
Yeah.
he
As
feels
well
up
he
to it.
could.
He feel and it's very. I mean, he's 36.
Yeah.
Who cares? Okay. Suppose he has a great season, wants to play again. Even if you offer Kobe a 2-year deal, you're not giving him less than $40 to $50 million on that 2-year
Yeah.
deal. You're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where does LeBron fit in?
Right.
So If Cleveland were to lowball him, which I don't think they have the guts to do that, not after the way he performed in the finals. I don't think
Well, not if they want to stay in the running for a championship.
I don't think they have the guts to lowball him. Okay.
I hope they have
They
the money.
did it once. They do. They have the money. Okay? Because remember, here's another thing everybody keeps forgetting. Cleveland drafted LeBron. What does that mean? Bird rights.
Right.
Okay? Even though he left Miami didn't draft him. Cleveland still has bird rights on the man.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and I hear you, but if the money's not there, the money's not there.
it is there though. It is there.
Okay?
So, they don't have the guts to lowball him. They don't.
Well,
They did it once, they're not going to do it again.
They may as well kiss any kind of
Right.
contention goodbye.
Right. They don't have the Dan
Okay.
Gilbert doesn't have the gall to do that again. He would
Well.
never
Well, they lost him once.
Dan Gilbert would be risking his job if he does it again.
They let it happen once.
See all that crap that's going on with George Karl and DeMarcus Cousins?
Yeah.
That's DeMarcus Cousins. This is LeBron James.
Right.
And this will have been the second time that this same
Same.
owner does this.
Right. He'll go out and borrow the money. There's no doubt in my mind if he has
I
to.
would go as far as to say that if Dan Gilbert tries to do this, he'd be risking his life. I would go that far because there are those crazies out there.
The fans.
I would
Yeah.
go as far as to say, and Dan Gilbert's got to go in public at some point.
Yeah.
Okay? I would go as far as
Oh,
to
the
say,
city would be devastated.
I would go as far as to say that Dan Gilbert is risking, number one, his life, number two, his job, number three, his team, and number four, the sane of the city.
The city will go ballistics.
I would go that far. Because it would just be a travesty. It would be
I
a travesty.
agree. I agree. The economy would plummet.
Oh yeah.
The
whole city
morale,
would go up in
everything.
flames, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
I would go as far as to say.
Yeah. I agree.
Let me end part one short here to make sure we don't have an error because we did pause it. Part two will be coming at you next.